Today we are broadcasting live from a beautiful art gallery in Johannesburg, Jeleni and Pindi. Welcome to Stay With Me. I'm your host, Lecelin Roberts. We are joined by Bridget Pike, a very interesting guest. And Bridget is here today to tell us about her journey and how she travels and what makes her tick. So, welcome, Bridget. Welcome to our show.
Having me. Thank you.
Bridget, please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Who is Bridget Pike? What makes you happy? What makes you tick? What makes you like Johannesburg? What makes you like South Africa? Where are you from?
So I'm a mixture of two things. My mom is Mozambican, my dad is British, but I grew up in South Africa. Sure, what makes me tick and what do I like? Well, one, for starters, I love people, I love food, and I love travel. I think food is the one thing that makes you want to go to most places and try things out, and then obviously you get to see the sights and sounds. And music is actually my passion. It's one of my passions. I feel one of my passions. I feel like that's something that also brings people together. So yeah, what else? Oh, and I run an amazing company called YAMS, which infuses all of those things together.
Okay, that's very interesting. So YAMS is, I believe, an events company and also here in Joburg.
Yes. So YAM stands for You on Sunday. It's a showcasing platform for up and coming musicians. We started 6 years ago. We actually turned 6 this year. So we've been running.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been hectic though. 6 years is no joke, but it's been a beautiful journey. So yeah, we're all about uplifting the youth in the music scene. Also bringing community together to enjoy food, music, and networking.
Okay, so you talk about your mom is from Mozambique, your dad is British. So where did you grow up? In Mozambique?
No. I grew up here in Joburg, in Randburg actually, where we are now. Not this specific part, but it's in Randburg. The suburb is called Rampog Ridge, where I grew up here. Crazy enough, the area was very, at the time I'll say 1985, it was quite apartheidy, if that's a word. Very apartheidy. It's on the, the outskirts of the city, suburbs, I would say. And I'm writing a book, and so how I found out about the actual areas, I did some research. And I didn't realize it was like very predominantly white. And my parents were a mixed race couple. So my mom was one of the first Black women to actually live in the area. And so growing up, I don't remember everything obviously, but there were definitely moments where I did feel like, oh, we're different, The people in the neighborhood definitely also let us know that we're different because we're the only people. They used to call us the jungle fever family. Yeah. So I think my parents tried to make it as normal as possible. They were very much rebels, I would say. So they didn't really care. They went about their business, and there's always different people in our house from all over the world, like-minded people, and flavors, lots of different flavors. My mom, obviously coming from Mozambique, a lot of coconut and spices and stuff. But my mom always cooked two things on a day. It was the Mozambican food and then the British food. So when my dad gets home from work, there's bangers and mash, and then over here there's a caril de minuing or whatever on the side, and you get to choose like which one you feel like. So
yeah. Okay, and which one was your favorite? Which cuisine?
I think when you're spoiled for choice, you you learn to love both. On certain days, it would definitely be like, oh, I feel like sausages and mash today, gravy. And then on other days, it was like, okay, I'm tired of potatoes. I want rice and curry or fish. Mom used to make so many prawns and things like that, crab curry and prawns. So it really depended. I would say I enjoyed both.
Okay, that is a great answer, especially for our listeners from Mozambique and Britain. That's an amazing answer. Bridget, but I believe that you're also very much into Mozambican food. I believe you had a restaurant here in South Africa. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yes, so Bridget's is what it was called. It was in the CBD. Joburg was going through a rejuvenation of sorts, so they were trying to now lift the CBD and get people to come and visit them. So I thought, oh, what a perfect opportunity. Let me open something. Originally, I wanted to do a food truck. And my partner at the time was like, no, we go large. We've got to go big. And we stumbled on this beautiful building. It's called the Franklin. And I just took a chance and I inquired. And I was up against, I think, like 10 or 20 people. And I actually got it. They were like, yeah, you can do whatever you want, basically. So I would take both influences. I would say it was more of like a fusion restaurant because we definitely had South African cuisine, we had Mozambican cuisine. Some of my favorite dishes, like things that I really love, I had on the menu. So something for every palate.
Okay, and you cooked yourself?
Oh no. No.
You just like to
I was
taste
like, here's the menu, chef. These are the ingredients that I want to play
Okay.
with. Let's do a taste test, So I had different chefs coming in and I told them what my vision was and what I wanted.
Mhm.
They would make smaller versions of that so I could taste it, and then I'd say add this or do that. Or I would also say put your spin on it, because they're the ones who are going to be in the kitchen. But yeah, I love that chef because on any other day he's always experimenting and playing with flavors, and then he'd be like, taste this, should we put it on the menu? So we always had new items on the menu.
Nice. So that's your journey about your restaurant and your food. Are you doing anything lately within the food industry, or is music your current passion?
I think when the restaurant closed down, because it was such a large space, I had a stage and I would have bands who would perform, I'd have comedy nights. Then when we closed, I thought I still want to do the same thing, but as you know, rent is expensive. And the restaurant business is actually very difficult. So for me, I was like, okay, well, maybe if I'm not paying the rent, I can find spots that I enjoy, invite people, and I can curate the music. Because that way I'm sort of subtracting all the other stuff that I would normally pay for, right? I'm only focusing on the music. The food would be taken care of because the place obviously makes food. Drinks would be taken care of. All of that sort of thing would be taken care of. I started in my backyard. Actually, our friend, our mutual friend, has brought us together today. I said to me, I want to start the session. I'm doing it at my house in my garden. So I started there. I started just saying to a few people, come through, bring meat, let's just chill, and there'll be musicians, whatever, and whoever wants to get on stage is more than welcome. And then it was quite nice, the first one. Then we had another one because everyone was like, "Oh, do another one, Bridge." I was like, "Okay." I did another one, and then my neighbors were like, "Girl, it's getting loud. It sounds beautiful, but it's getting loud. You got to stop what you're doing." So I reached out to Kunda and I was like, I need a space. And it's ironic because I'm sitting in an art gallery. That space was an art gallery in the CBD. A friend of his, Conrad Bone, had said, no problem. Like, yeah, you can use the space. And so we used his amazing art gallery. It was one of the best sessions we've ever had, in the beginning stages, I would say. And then it sort of just grew from that. But then I realized I need food because it was an art gallery. I had vendors and stuff, but I was like, okay, we need to find a place that has sound and has food so I don't have to hire and bring everything in. And that's how it sort of grew. We just moved from place to place to place to place. And yeah, now we're in our 6th year. I think we've been so many venues, like so many places. But currently we're at 86 Public in Randburg.
Okay, all right. So I think the interesting concept is also of moving around and experiencing different venues.
Yes.
So, Bridget, you also mentioned something about the youth. If you can elaborate about the artists that you have, what do you do to uplift them, and what kind of motivation and influence do you have on these young and upcoming artists?
So I would say in the beginning, I wasn't really aware that I would become somebody who's imparting knowledge or assisting in that way, because a lot of musicians don't actually know the business behind music. They don't understand how it works. They think, oh, I just record a song and then booyakacha. That's it. So as the journey grew and as I've been going on in this process, I learned that people were coming to me and asking me certain questions like, how do I notify my works, or which collections organizations do I need to register with. So then I'm an artist myself. I knew that, okay, you need to be signed to SAMRO, you need to be signed to, if you're writing and composing, or depending on what you do, if you're making beats, whatever field you're within the music industry, there's certain bodies that collect those royalties and rights for you. So some of them I wasn't fully aware of because I'm not a beat maker. But I learned on the journey that, okay, I had to, learn and research and go and read up on stuff. But that's sort of our stage is a place where you get to hone your talent. So you've never performed live because people don't give you an opportunity, right? You're new in the industry. No one's going to be like, yeah, come to Cotton Fest or whichever other big festivals and just perform. No one's going to trust that you can get in front of like 500,000 people and kill it. So our stage is for people who want to develop their craft, sit in front of not a 500,000 people, but a good crowd, and see how their music is received. Also work on their stage presence and confidence. There's a lot of things because even within YAMS, people are networking. They're helping each other out. This person has a studio. Can I come and record? Let's collaborate. Let's share our work. So I think in terms of the empowerment part, it would definitely be an amalgamation of things like it's the educational part about the business of music, and then also create honing your talent and developing within yourself as an artist.
Okay, that's quite interesting. And I believe that you got this wonderful idea of hams while you were traveling.
Yes. I think it was always there. There's, as I look back at the journey of my life and all these things that I've done, um, like with the restaurants, I was just like, oh, it'd be nice if we have music. So that was the beginning of that. And even probably prior to that, because I was performing myself and hopping around. But then I left, I went to China, I lived in China. I originally went to go teach English. And so I left 2 weeks prior to my dates that I was supposed to arrive. So I could, get familiar with my surroundings. And within the first week, my manager was just like, let me show you around. And, we were going to all these different venues. And in China, there's stages that just have instruments on them. And you can literally just get up and start jamming with people. So if you play drums, someone will start playing drums, and then you'll find someone's playing the bass. And then if you want to jump up and grab the mic. And so one evening, he took me to a city in the Sichuan province called Doyang. And he's like, oh, they're friends of mine and whatever. And he's like, oh, you said you can sing, Bridge. Why don't you get on the stage and sing? And by this time, I'm not going to lie, I had a few. I had a few drinks. So I was like, yeah, exactly. I think it was some grapes, yeah. And I got on stage. And there was a guy with an electrical violin, and a guy on keys, and a guy on bass. And they didn't speak a word of English. But I was, like I said, I was a little, tipsy. And I got on stage and I started singing with them. And the next thing I know, the owner was like, no, you need to come back every week. I'll pay you. I'll put you up in a hotel. And this will be your band. And then I was like, okay. Because I only worked Monday to Friday, really. So I would literally get the fast train, go to the city, perform on Friday night, Saturday night, come back on Sunday, and go to work on Monday morning. And then I didn't know that would become my band. And I was getting offers now to perform for the president and the American Chamber of Commerce. So I found myself traveling all around the Sichuan province. Yeah. And then I came back to South Africa and I was like, oh no, dun 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 dun. Because I'm looking for work now and it's just nothing. It's like really bleak. And I think that's when I just woke up one day and I thought, I want to sing again. I want that energy that I had in China. How do I recreate that? And that's when I invited people to my house and I thought, let's just have a bit of a jam session. Little did I know it would grow into a fully fledged business.
Oh, that's an amazing story. And it's just shows you the universal language of music and how you can connect no matter what your language or beliefs are. Music is a way of connecting.
Definitely.
And I believe so is travel. So
Yes.
that's where my passion lies with music as well, but I'm not the expert as you are. But so Bridget, tell us about you've been to China. What is your favorite destination?
in China?
No.
Oh,
Globally, what is your favorite place that you've traveled to?
in Europe, I would say Amsterdam or the Netherlands. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Um, for other reasons. And no, not the typical, not those reasons. I like the way people live. I like the freedom. I like how things were accessible, affordable. I wouldn't say affordable because we're South Africans, so obviously our currency isn't as strong. But we had saved to go, and we did. I think it was a week in Amsterdam and like 5 days in France and Paris. And I didn't like Paris though.
Really?
I really didn't like
It's
Paris.
one of my favorite places.
It's not for me. I'm so sorry. I think we had a different
Yeah,
experience.
I get different people saying that. So
I just couldn't believe, like, because you know, when you hear about it, you think it's a city of love and this and you know.
yeah,
And when I got there, I was just like, it's so dirty. The people are so rude. The food isn't that great. It's expensive. The only thing I enjoyed was like the coffees and maybe the liqueur, the wine. Like, I don't know. I just really didn't enjoy Paris. And I met so many people. I think the people I enjoyed, some of the ones I met. But I thought the cuisine was gonna be delish, and it wasn't.
yeah. I think for me personally, luckily I didn't experience the dirty side. I've heard that a lot, but we didn't experience that. So
Where did you stay
Yeah.
when you were in Paris?
we stayed in Fontenay, Oxroses, I think is the name of the suburb.
Yes.
But we traveled by train, so we walked a lot, and it was yeah. But I hear that a lot. So
Yeah, because I mean, I am from. You know what I do love is like the old Paris with all the shops and it's like the pebbled roads. I loved that. Everything else was just like it's so commercial. I don't know. It didn't speak to my heart.
is it? Yeah, but it's different for different people.
Yeah.
So what else? What other places did you enjoy?
Well, in Europe, I've only been to. We drove from was it Amsterdam to Paris or the other way around? I can't remember, but we drove. Um, and then I've been to Malaysia. I've been to Vietnam, Singapore, China, Chengdu province in Sichuan. Which so for me, I would say out of all my travel experiences outside of our own country, um, China's probably the best, and the Sichuan province specifically. I remember we drove for like I think it was 18 or 20 hours, and we went to this ancient city. It's like over 3,000 years old or something like that. It was just so beautiful. The people, I find when you go to a place where it's a smaller group of people,
Yeah.
the hospitality and how they treat you is so different, right?
Yes, it's more
Yes,
personal.
yes. So I really enjoyed that about China. They're very hospitable, and the food. Oh, it's so good. Sichuan is known for its spicy food. If you go to Hong Kong, a lot of the stuff is very sweet. And depending on which other provinces you go to in China, there's very different profiles and tastes and flavors. But Sichuan is specifically known for having spicy hot food. People travel from all over China to come and experience that cuisine. Like hot pot and chuan chuan, just everything, even how they eat. I love that you can just wake up at any time of the day or night, go into the street, sit on those plastic stools, and they're bringing you things, and it's barbecued, and oh yeah. So I would say China was probably my best.
Okay. I hope that one of these days you'll get a chef that can actually bring it back to you as well.
I am looking. Where can we go? Please, if anybody knows a really authentic, because they sell it here, they'll say, oh, come for hot pot. It's not hot pot, it's nonsense. It's trash.
Yeah. So if anybody knows somebody, please let us know so that Bridget can incorporate the Chinese dishes with her music events and everything.
that would be
She's
great.
creating. I think so too. You'll create a little bit of China here in South Africa. So Bridget, in South Africa, which is your favorite place in South Africa?
My favorite place. Oof, that's hard. That It is so hard.
I know all of the places are amazing.
I had a travel show when I was a bit younger, and we got the privilege of traveling all over South Africa. So now I'm trying to just think like, where was my favorite place? I love Cozy Bay, which is in the Eastern Cape. The cows roam freely on the beach. I mean, that's beautiful. It's very scenic and beautiful.
Eastern Cape is beautiful.
It is beautiful. I mean,
All the natural
beauty, yeah. It's a beautiful province. I was there not so long ago. It's just dirty now, which is made me very upset. I'm not gonna lie. You drive on the road, there's plastic and caves, things everywhere. But yeah, it's beautiful. And then I would say Western Cape is also stunning. Like I love the Karoo. I love the Karoo. As you know, barren as it is, I still love it. It's very idyllic and the lamb is delicious. So.
Karoo lamb.
Yes, Karoo lamb.
Have you been to the Cape Winelands? Okay, all right. I'm waiting to hear about that.
I never, yeah, I was going to be like, oh, should I speak about my drunken escapades?
Yeah, that's why it's called the Cape Winelands. Eh?
I have. When I was, I think, 20 something, I won't reveal my age. When I was younger than what I am now,
Okay.
I used to work for a production company, and they did all the soccer games all over Africa. And so they had a crew come down from Belgium to shoot a famous Belgian soapie called Family. And we were in the Cape Winelands. So we were hopping from like, I don't want to say Airbnbs, but what would you call like villas and, like Airbnbs or B&Bs. So that was a really great experience because when we had downtime, it was just like, have you tasted the... and I was like, I will taste them all. So yes, the wineland's definitely beautiful.
And the wines as well.
South Africa makes the best.
Yeah, definitely. You should come and visit us as well.
That's an invitation. I'm coming.
So come and try.
Say less. Say less. I'm there. Book tickets today. Maybe.
Wow, Bridget, you've been a fantastic guest. I really appreciate your energy. You're so passionate and sharing so much of the music industry and what you're doing. I'm sure the listeners, those that are interested in contacting Bridget, can you please share your contact details and where can we find you?
For sure. So we are everywhere. We're on social media and everything. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I'm missing anything. The X or that thing. Because it's changed now. It's probably going to go back to being a bird. It's You Are My Sunday, ZA, or YAMS, ZA, which stands for You Are My Sunday.
Thank you so much. We'll share that in the show notes as well. If you want to follow us, you can connect with us on Instagram. You can send us an email at info@StayMore Guesthouse. Otherwise, follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're in this beautiful art gallery, and please come and visit.